This is an introduction to polyamory. I'll be touching on the definition, some common terms, relationship configurations, and general trends. Polyamory is a very complex concept. We can't possibly expect to cover all the nuances and details in a PowerPoint presentation. My goal here is to simply acquaint you all with the basic idea of polyamory. From here, you'll have a starting point to continue your investigation into polyamory as either an interested observer or as a potential participant. After this, you should be able to have a conversation with the polyamorist and have some idea of what they're talking about when they reference their personal life. So with that, let's address some basic terms. Poly is Greek for many, and amory comes from amor, which is Latin for love. Polyamory means, literally, many loves. The woman who coined the term in 1990 is Morning Glory Zell. When the Oxford Dictionary decided to include polyamory in its next edition, they asked Morning Glory for an official definition. Her response was, "The two essential ingredients of the concept of polyamory are more than one and loving. That is, it is expected that the people in such relationships have a loving emotional bond, are involved in each other's lives multidimensionally, and care for each other." This term is not intended to apply to merely casual recreational sex, anonymous orgies, one-night stands, pickups, prostitution, cheating, monogamy, or the popular definition of swinging as mate-swapping parties. So, polyamory can be defined as multiple, simultaneous, consensual, ethical, and responsible, loving, romantic relationships. Monogamy, for the purposes of this discussion, will include the colloquial definition, which is a single sexual partner at one time, rather than its literal translation, which is one marriage. The two most common forms of monogamy practiced in our society are serial monogamy, which is being romantically and/or sexually involved with one partner at a time, but several over a lifetime, and social monogamy, which is forming single partner bonds for social benefits, like shared finances, parenting duties, and maybe some additional sexual or romantic partners on the side whose lives are not entangled as the primary partner. Poly is short for polyamory and polyamorous. Cheating is breaking an agreement. By definition, polyamory is not cheating. The ethical, responsible, and loving part requires consent of all of its participants. If no agreement's being broken, there is no cheating. Cheating is possible in poly relationships, and it's discouraged as much as, if not more so, than in monogamous relationships. Jealousy and envy are often confused for each other. Jealousy is a composite emotion. This means that it's actually made up of a combination of other emotions. The emotions that comprise jealousy are collectively identified as the fear that someone will take something or someone away from you. Jealousy is often built upon insecurities like fear of abandonment, fear of being alone, and self-esteem issues like fear of inferiority, the fear of being replaceable, and the fear that your partner is only with you for what you can do and not who you are. Jealousy is most common when someone feels insecure, mistreated, threatened, or vulnerable in a relationship. Jealousy is not the problem. Jealousy is a symptom of a problem. Envy, however, is the desire to have what someone else has. It's not necessarily the desire to remove that something from the other person at the same time. For instance, you might be envious about your friend's new job promotion and wish you had gotten promoted, but don't necessarily wish that she hadn't gotten promoted herself. Often envy is felt in poly relationships when one person wishes they could have a specific experience that their partner has shared with their other partner. There are a collection of links dealing with jealousy on the resources page in the PDF handout below. Compersion is often termed the opposite of jealousy. It's a feeling of joy when one's partner invests in and takes pleasure from another romantic or sexual relationship. Compersion and jealousy or envy are not mutually exclusive. A person can feel both at the same time or both at varying times. Compersion is not strictly sexual, but it is reserved for romantic relationships. In other words, It's not voyeurism. It's not getting aroused at watching your partner have sex with someone else, but it is specifically for romantic relationships. It's much like the kind of joy a parent feels when they see their daughter walk down the aisle, or the happiness a person feels when their best friend announces that he's met someone and she's perfect for him. Metamor is the word to call your partner's other partner. This is your husband's girlfriend, your boyfriend's wife, your girlfriend's other girlfriend. Metamors are not romantically involved with each other. When they are, they're just partners. Now, the following 2 slides are a comparison between polyamory and some relationship styles it's often confused for. I'm going to be talking about trends and making some broad, sweeping general statements, but, as Captain Barbossa says, they're more like guidelines than actual rules. There will always be exceptions, and these comparisons are just to give you a broad overview to put things into context.
More than 2 is what I wanna do. I'm on my knees.